Folks, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Doug with News and Views by Doug. And this is a channel video that I talk about my observations and opinions on world events, politics, and pretty much anything else I feel like talking about. Today, Thursday, July 2nd, and we're only 2 days away from our Declaration of Independence 250 years ago to King George. So something I'm going to talk about, and this is purely a warning to every single one of you out there watching this video. We have all this modern technology. We have the phones. We have Alexa, and I forget what the iPhone or one is or the Apple one, but there's these devices and they're listening to us. And everything you say is being recorded. And I would highly suggest that you learn to turn off the different devices in your house, on your phone, especially your phone, because they, and that's the government, that's the big corporations, they're listening. Now, I know they are because something has it's really weird what's been happening. I have a really good friend that I talk to at least twice a week. And a couple of years ago, we were talking about a cruise, how there's a 3-day cruise from San Diego down to Mexico. And I had been thinking about taking a girlfriend that I had at the time. And so we were talking about it. And within 24 hours, we both started receiving advertisements online for that cruise. Not just any cruise, that cruise. And it was on my Facebook media, it was on my YouTube media, and it was also hitting my friend. So we talked about it, and in the last month, 2 months ago, I turned off every device on my phone that I thought was listening to me. Just turned off the voicemail or the whatever voice recording there is. Well, that same friend and I were talking the other day, and we're both into photography. And we were talking about a guy who is a so-called expert in photography. At least he thinks he is. And I mentioned his name. The very next day, my friend saw this man's website come up on his suggestions on YouTube. Coincidence? I think not. Now, when my friend called me to tell me, he said he has never once went to this person's website. That if it wasn't for our conversation, he's never uttered his name, this other guy, this photographer. But they're listening. And they immediately suggested that he go to this other guy's website, which means that our phone conversations are being listened to. That scares the hell out of me, folks. So, besides all the scams we got with our debit cards and our phones, and we're being warned about all this different scams going on, just beware that big corporations and the government are listening to every conversation. You've been warned. So yesterday, I can't remember if I mentioned it in a video, but either Yemeni pirates or Houthi soldiers, I think I did mention it, they basically hijacked a ship in the Arabian Sea off of Yemen. The crew was able to get into their safe place on the ship, and whoever these pirates were, 4 men that were armed, they got on skiffs and made it up onto the ship, and they did some damage to the pilot house. But an Indian naval ship intercepted them, and when the Indian Navy sailors got on board the ship, the hijackers were gone. So not only are we having to deal with missile attacks and drone attacks, Now there's pirates off of Yemen. I mean, we knew it was happening in Somalia. It's been happening for years. But now Yemen. So yesterday, a U.S. Navy helicopter crashed in the Straits of Hormuz off of Iran. And the Navy immediately launched a rescue or a search and rescue. And 3 of the 4 crewmen have been rescued. We don't know what their conditions are. And they're still searching for the 4th crewman. And he's probably going to be declared dead. They said the helicopter was not shot down. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to show you a video. All you've heard about ever since October 7th, when the Palestinians and Hamas attacked Israel, killing 1,200 Israelis. All you've heard about is Israel's committing genocide, and it's a Holocaust in Palestine. But it's kind of funny, and I'll show you a video that someone's kind of making fun of them, because there's been plenty of videos showing that, yeah, there's a lot of destruction in the Gaza Strip, but there's a lot of life just going on. And here's something kind of strange. When the Gaza territory was formed to give the Palestinians, a home and a territory, and also the West Bank, there was over 1 million Palestinians. Well, that was years ago. The best guesstimate now is that there's over 7 million Palestinians. Where's the genocide and Holocaust? Their population has increased by over 6 million people. So I'll show you this video. It's interesting.
Welcome to Gaza, the only place where a genocide looks like this. This right here is another cynical use of children to get more donations coming your way. Have a look.
With us until the end, every end. We love you, we appreciate you, and we thank you.
This kid doesn't know what's going on. He's like, Mother, why am I here? Welcome to the hippest place in Gaza that sells pizza. Take a look at the beautiful fresh pizza with this fresh cheese, grated tomatoes, fresh olives with the fire just burning loudly. Take a look, they even have a TV. Wow, this genocide must be horrific. Oh Allah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. Oh my God, no. This guy right here realized that if he shows babies, he's gonna get a lot more donations. These couples are getting married as we speak in Gaza. Have you ever seen a genocide like this?
Now, yesterday outside the U.S. Capitol, an active duty U.S. major, an Air Force major, his name was Jason Watson. He decided to go to the U.S. Capitol. He's active duty. He was in his uniform. And he decided to protest against President Trump and Vice President Vance. The left is calling him a hero for standing up against, the president. I say he's a fucking traitor. First of all, he disobeyed orders. Because when you swear into the military, you say you're going to follow the orders of the President of the United States because he's your commander-in-chief. It's against the law, the military law, the UCMJ, the Uniform Code of Military Justice, to protest in uniform or even while active duty. Yeah, you have a right to think what you want, but you don't have the right to act. There is nothing of, freedom of speech when you're in the military. There's no such thing. I would really love to find out about this man's career. Yeah, he's an Air Force Academy graduate. Yeah, he's a major. But how long has he been a major? Was he denied lieutenant colonel. I would love to find out his background. You know, how do his troops under him, what do they think about him? Was he in trouble with the Air Force? I just would really like to find out what motivated him. But he stood up on the U.S. Capitol steps, which was also illegal because I just found out in order to have a lawful protest at the U.S. Capitol, you need to have either a senator or a congressperson present. You just can't go protest on the U.S. Capitol. You can across the street, but not on the steps. And he was calling for the impeachment of President Trump and Vice President Vance.
The president and vice president must be impeached, convicted, and removed.
Yes!
So what's going to happen to him? Yeah, he was arrested. What's going to happen to him? He's probably going to face a court-martial. And if he's found guilty, which he will be, he's going to lose his rank. He's going to lose any retirement that he had built up. And there's a very good possibility of him going to Fort Leavenworth. Don't know for how long, but I have a feeling that he'll be made an example of. When you're in the military, you obey the commander-in-chief, and you obey the officers higher in rank than you. And, you know, from what I can tell, and I'm former military and I grew up in a military family, I haven't heard of a single unlawful order that's been issued by the President of the United States. Haven't heard a single one. So I'm not defending Trump. I'm just saying I haven't heard of any orders. So it just, I don't get it. So anyways, I'm going to leave you with that. And I'm going to give you another quote that I give at the end of these videos nowadays. And, you know, the 4th of July is coming up. If you're traveling today, tomorrow, Saturday, please be safe. So I'm going to end this with a quote, as I've been doing lately with all my videos. And these are quotes from famous people. So let me put my glasses on so I can read it correctly. From Nathan Hale, 1776. I only regret that I have but one life to lose for my country. Apparently Jason Watson didn't feel that way. Okay, folks, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. As I always tell you, be safe, look out for your family and friends, be aware of your surroundings and situation. There's a lot of bad people out there looking to harm us. And I wish you peace and a happy 4th of July. Don't blow your fingers off with any firecrackers. So you folks take care. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you so much for watching. You take care.